The following is how my brain thought of this video idea. So yeah, basically I was in the kitchen making a cup of coffee. I looked at the cup of coffee and was like, wow, this is a really pretty, tone or color. And I was like, huh, coffee kind of looks like skin tones, doesn't it? From, black coffee where it's just really deep and rich in color, to coffee that has a lot of cream in it and looks really, really light. So I thought that that's kind of cool. And then from there I was like, what if I draw only using skin tones or coffee tones? I think that would be pretty cool, and thus this video was birthed. On screen right now you have me aligning the drawing, because originally the drawing took me, I'm gonna say 2 hours, because I don't know how to put two people together in one drawing. I've done it before, but I wanted it to try and be cohesive together, and let me just tell you that I had probably the hardest time in the world. I was literally about to cry sketching, because I was like, this is hard. Why is this so hard? But I got through it, and I don't think it came out too bad, honestly. The reason why I wanted to do two characters was mostly because I wanted to show the diversity of the tone, from really light beige to really dark brown, and using them all over in the drawing, not just for the skin tone, but the clothing, the hair, the eyes, etc. So it would kind of fit in with the whole coffee color vibe, I guess you could say that. I even tried lining it in brown so I could match the theme correctly, but I kind of wish I would have lined it in black instead, because I think it would have helped push the characters out a little more, especially if I'm already using so many brown and beige tones and all that within the piece. I should have used a black liner to help it stand out. But on the bright side, the brown liner does make the look a little softer, so if you want softer line art, you go with a lighter color that isn't black, but if you want it to stand out a little better, black liner is definitely the way to go, at least for me anyway. Let me just also state that having the drawing idea made my brain happy, but actually executing the drawing idea made my brain in severe distress. But to be completely fair, that was kind of the point of this video, is I was challenging myself to only use skin tones to see if I could place color in certain areas and still have the drawing look pretty readable to the human eye. Now, that doesn't mean that the drawing was not a pain in my ass though. Especially when I colored the shirt. Originally it was supposed to be E11, which is a beigey pinkish undertone color, which you could see from the shirt over here, but me being big fat dum-dum, what I did was I took the ink and I placed it on the shirt in hopes that it would make a cool design, but it didn't make a cool design. It looked really ugly, really ugly, and I was like, okay, let's try and save it. Let's add more dots. No. Let's try and blend it out. No. Let's try and add shading. No. So I was like, okay, this is really bad. Let's just take a really dark brown and cover it all up. And that made the drawing 10,000 times better, because originally it looked oh my gosh, it looked horrible. It looked really bad. So covering up with a darker tone was definitely the way to go, and I think helped give even more variation to the colors in the drawing. So yeah, next time I'll probably do a little thumbnail of where the colors should go. I should have done that already, but I'm hard-headed and I'm hard-headed, and I don't do that because I just don't. So I need to actually stop being lazy and put thumbnails down so I can make my drawings look better in the long run. Also, if you're wondering about what colors I specifically used, I decided to go into the earth tones into the Copic, so anything that begins with an E and then any number after, because usually earth tones, for some reason, are relative to the skin tones. I don't know why or why it works like that, but I used everything that I had in between those tones and decided to distribute them as best as I could within the drawing so it looks kind of readable. And even then, it's cool that you could see the different undertones of these colors within the two pieces. That color I used for the pants, which was the same color I used for the shirt before I messed it up, is very pinkish undertones, so once put up against the darker skin tone, you could really see how much the pink stands out. And like vice versa, with the lighter skin tone on the right, if you put down a brown that's a little bit more medium or a neutral toned, that's the better word, a neutral toned, you could really see that color kind of push through in its neutral tone. So I think that that's really cool that because of all the different skin tones, it'll kind of push through differently in some areas compared to others, or like how his pants are like a dark brown, but they look more like a reddish brown because they're up against a light skin tone. I think that that's awesome that like tones are like that. That's really cool. It gives like a kind of dynamic feel that you wouldn't think is actually there, but it really is. And yeah, after drawing all that and coloring it in, I actually decided to go over it with a black outline because I thought that that would just look a little bit better and bring it all together. I do wish I outlined the lines inside of the body black as well to help separate it more, but overall I really like how it came out. Now anyway, before I was like, this is the biggest poopy in the world and I hate it, but I really like it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye.